Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? Hope all of you are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Welcome to NIABS Home School. This is Shahjadi Akter, Assistant Teacher of Science of National Real English Version School, Day Shift. Today I am going to take a science class for class 8 students. My dear students, our today's topic, Chapter 1, Reading Done, Part 1. Today's lecture number 1 and HW number also 1. Term half yearly 2022. My dear students, let's start our class. First of all, you have to follow this class with this book. This is science book for class 8. My dear students, now go to chapter 1. Today, this is the first class, so we'll start chapter 1. From chapter 1, this is chapter 1. The chapter name is Classification of Animal World. So, my dear students, you have to follow this class with your textbook. Now, chapter 1, Classification of Animal World. My dear students, the world is inhabited by numerous diverse small and large animals. There are various similarities and dissimilarities among them. From microscopic amoeba to the gigantic whale, all the included in this diverse world of animals. The variety of animal depends on the diversity of environment. The variety of animal takes place due to variety of environment and habitat, and it is a difficult task to understand the vast animal kingdom. To understand the animal world easily, a systematic arrangement and grouping is necessary, and the method of this systematic grouping or arrangement is called classification. So, my dear students, here we have learned that what is classification. Okay, this is a knowledge based question, so you can memorize this definition from here. I am repeating what is classification. To understand the animal world easily, a systematic arrangement and grouping is necessary. The method of this systematic grouping or arrangement is called classification. Classification makes the way easy to understand animal kingdom. My dear students, now come to lesson number 1, Classification of Animal World. Now we will discuss about the classification of animal world. My dear students, see, the animals which we see around us are not alike. Their shape, structure as well as other physiological activities are also different. Some have vertebral column and some do not have. Some of them live on land, some in water and some on trees. Their food is also of different kinds. These animals use different organs like fins, legs, wings, cilia and appendages for their movements. There are some animals who are sessile in form. We do not have sufficient knowledge about the exact number of such diverse animals in the world. So far, about 1.5 million species of animals have been discovered, and the number of increasing is day by day. So, my dear students, you have to underline this line here given important MCQ. So, about 1.5 million species of animals have been discovered and the number is increasing day by day. Classification is an easy way to know the structure and nature of such huge number of animals. Morphological characteristics of the animal, similarity and dissimilarity among them and their interrelationship are the basis of classification. Depending on their characteristics, they are grouped into different taxons serially. This stepwise grouping of the living world is known as classification. So, my dear students, from this above discussion, we have learned the definition of classification. With the growing need of time, taxonomy has become a separate branch of biology. Species is the lowest rank of the taxonomic unit. My dear student, this is another important MCQ. Species is the lowest rank of the taxonomic unit. For example, man, pigeon, toad, etc. are separate species. To classify an animal, it is arranged step by considering its indigenous characteristics. Aristotle, John Ray and Carolus Linnaeus are the notable names in the history of classification. Naturalist Carolus Linnaeus is called the father of taxonomy. My dear students, here given a knowledge based question. Naturalist Carolus Linnaeus is called the father of taxonomy, and in the name of animal he introduced Binomial nomenclature and different genus and species. My dear students, here also given a knowledge based question. And scientific name of animal contains two parts. My dear students, here given an important MCQ. Scientific name of an animal contains two parts. The process of such naming is called binomial or scientific name. For example, Homo sapiens is the scientific name of human. So my dear students, here underline also this line. This is also knowledge based question. The scientific name of human is Homo sapiens. Okay, this is called genus. The first part is called genus and second part is called species. Okay, so scientific name contains two parts, genus and species. My dear students, now come to next lesson, classification of invertebrate animals. My dear students, in the modern classification, all animals belong to the kingdom Animalia, and in this classification, previously known as phylum Protozoa is considered as a sub-kingdom. Animals of Animalia kingdom have been divided into 9 phyla. See, go to the next page. Here given the classification of kingdom Animalia at a glance. Okay, see, kingdom Animalia have been divided into 9 phyla. See, number 1, here given 9 phyla, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so animals, Animalia, kingdom Animalia have been divided into 9 phyla. Phylum 1, first phylum is Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Chordata. And Chordata, phylum Chordata have subphylum, 3 subphylum. Here Urochordata, Cephalochordata, Vertebrata. Again Vertebrata, subphylum Vertebrata have the classification of Vertebrata is Cyclostomata, Chondrichthyes, Ostrichthyes, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. My dear students, this classification, the classification of kingdom Animalia, you have to memorize this classification properly and with spelling. Okay. Now come to next topic. That now we will discuss the habit and habitat and the characteristics of this phylum. Okay. Now phylum 1, Porifera. First, habit and habitat. The member of the phylum Porifera is commonly known as sponge. My dear students, this is important knowledge based question. Their distribution is worldwide. They are found in all over the world. Most of the species are marine, but some of them live in fresh water. Usually they live in colonies. And the characteristics of Porifera, phylum Porifera, here given: simple multicellular animal. Number 2, body wall with numerous pores. Through these pores, food and oxygen enter into the body. My dear students, see here given a picture, a figure of spongilla. This is belongs to phylum Porifera. Okay. Now number 3, no compact tissue, organ and organ systems. For example, Spongilla, Scypha. So my dear students, this is memorizing part, and you have to memorize properly the habit and habitat and the general characteristics for each phylum, each and every phylum. Okay. Number 2, now come to number 2, phylum Cnidaria, and previously this is known as Coelenterata. Okay. Now we will discuss about the habit and habitat for Cnidaria. Members of this phylum are present in almost all the regions of the world. They are mostly marine. Many species found in canals, beaches, rivers, lakes, fountains, etc. They are diverse in shape, size and color. Some species live in alone and some live in groups forming colonies. They attach themselves to floating logs, leaves or other substances, or move freely, that is, can swim freely. Now the characteristics of Cnidaria: body consists of 2 embryonic layers. The outer one is ectoderm and inner one is endoderm. My dear students, the outer layer is ectoderm and the inner layer is called endoderm. The body cavity is known as coelenteron. My dear students, this is also important information, and it helps in digestion and circulation. That means coelenteron helps in digestion and circulation. Number 3, ectoderm bears a special type of cells. This is called cnidoblast, and these cells helps in locomotion, defense, capture of prey. For example, Hydra obelia. My dear students, see here given the figure of Hydra. So Hydra belongs to phylum Neradia. Now come to next phylum Platyhelminthes. The habit and habitat of Platyhelminthes here given. The lifestyle of the member of this phylum is very colorful. Many species live on other organisms as ectoparasite and or endoparasite. Ectoparasite means outside the body, they live in outside the body, and endoparasite means they live inside the body. Some free living species live in fresh or saline water. Some animals of this animal live in wet and damp soil. And now we will discuss about the characteristics of Platyhelminthes. Number 1, body flat, bisexual and mostly parasitic. Number 2, ectoparasite or endoparasite. Number 3, body covered with thick cuticle. Number 4, body bears sucker and hooks. Number 5, flame cell present and acting as excretory organ. And number 6, digestive system is incomplete or absent. My dear students, for example, liver flag and tapeworm. Here given the figure of liver flag and tapeworm. So my dear students, memorize properly the general characteristics of Platyhelminthes. Now come to number 4, phylum Nematoda, and this is also called Nemathelminthes. Okay, now habit will discuss about habit and habitat for Nematoda. Many animals of this phylum are endoparasite and live in the intestine and blood. My dear students, endoparasite means they live inside the body. Okay, many animals of this phylum are endoparasite and they live in the intestine and blood. Okay, these parasitic animals living in human body and animals cause harm to them. On the other hand, many are free living animals, they live in water and soil. Now come to next page. Now we will discuss about the general characteristics for Nematoda. Number 1, body tubular or cylindrical and covered with thick skin. Number 2, digestive system complete, mouth and anus present. Number 3, respiratory and circulatory system absent. Number 4, generally unisexual. Number 5, body cavity without lining and true coelom absent. My dear students, the example of Nematoda here given roundworm and filaria worm. Here given the picture of roundworm. So my dear students, roundworm belongs to phylum Nematoda. Now come to next phylum, number 5, Annelida. Habit and habitat of Annelida. Annelids are found in almost all temperate and tropical region of the world. Many species live in damp soil, fresh water, and some live in deep sea water. A few species drag their burrows in stone and soil to live there. And the characteristics of Annelida: body tubular and segmented. Each segment contains CT that helps in locomotion. My dear students, this is important characteristics. Each segment contains CT that helps in locomotion. An exception, no CT in leeches and leads. And number 3, nephridia present as excretory system. The example of Annelida, earthworm and leech. My dear students, here given the figure of earthworm and leech. This is leech and this is earthworm. So earthworm and leech belongs to phylum Annelida. My dear students, these characteristics and habit and habitat, all characteristics and habit and habitat are important for CQ and all example very important for MCQ. Now come to the phylum number 6, Arthropoda, and this is very important for CQ. Okay, habit and habitat. Arthropoda is the largest phylum of the animal kingdom. My dear students, this is the important knowledge based question in MCQ. Arthropoda is the largest phylum of the animal kingdom. They can live everywhere and in every environment around the globe. Many species of them live as endoparasite and ectoparasite. Many of them can survive on land, in fresh water and in salt seawater. Many species of this phylum can fly with the help of wings. Now come to the general characteristics of arthropoda. Body is segmented and joint appendages are present. Head bears a pair of compound eyes and antenna. Soft body is covered with hard chitinous exoskeleton. And number 4, body cavity filled with blood and known as hemocoel. My dear students, this is also an important knowledge based question. What is hemocoel? Okay, so for example, butterfly, prawn, cockroach and crab. My dear students, this is the here given the figure of cockroach and butterfly, and cockroach, butterfly, prawn, crabs etc. belongs to phylum Arthropoda. So my dear students, this today we have learned the classification of animal. At first we have learned the definition of classification, then we have learned the classification of kingdom Animalia, and then we have learned the habit and habitat and general characteristics of phylum Porifera, Nidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida and Arthropoda. Okay, my dear students, our today's SW topic is your SW number 1. This is your first SW for half yearly term, and your SW topic is this one, classification of kingdom Animalia. My dear students, this is classification of kingdom Animalia. Okay, and submit on Saturday. So my dear students, do this one as your SW and submit the SW regularly. See you again in the next class. Allah Hafiz.